Hello, everybody. Hello, wherever you are. It's lovely to see everyone on this gorgeous day. It's a gorgeous day where I am, although it's gorgeous and cold. But you know, when it's sunny and nice outside, but it's still a bit cold in your house because it hasn't warmed up, that's pretty much the situation. So I do have the fire on behind me, if you can see any of the fire, wherever it is. And what I wanted to be able to chat to you about today is this idea of being present. And it's not an idea, it's a reality of being present. And the elements that I wanted to be able to talk to about this today is firstly, what happens when you're not present and how you can become more present if you want to really lean into the moment and focus on what is happening in this particular moment, this particular space, this particular time. Because at the end of the day, the only thing that we ever have is the present. There's actually not really a past. There's not really a future. There's just a series of present moments. And if we can view our life that way, it is really helpful because it helps us to manage a lot of our anxiety. It can help us to manage depression. There's a whole series of things that it can help. The reason it can help with anxiety and depression is that when you think about anxiety is basically a fear of the future. It's our mind saying, what if, what's going to happen when I'm older, or in the future, or next week, or next month, what's going to happen? So our brain is doing this on overdrive. That's what anxiety is all about. If you are having anxiety as an experience, you know that you are not in the present moment. You're in the future. Your brain is being caught up with what's going on in the future. And so one of the ways that you can help to deal with your anxiety is by getting back into the present moment. And we're going to talk about how to do that in a little minute. On the other side of things is if you have the kind of brain that always takes you back to the past, and it might take you back to something that you've said or something that you've done or some regret that you might have or an action that you've taken towards somebody else. And that can go on overdrive. That can become depression. So depression is a fear of the past and anxiety is a fear of the future. And being present is the antidote to both of those things. It's not possible for you to both be present and feel depressed. It's not possible for you to both be present and to be anxious. So if we're suffering from anxiety, we're suffering from depression, what we know is that it's really important to get into the present moment. Now, the best way that we can go about getting into the present moment is through our senses, through what we're touching, what we're feeling, what we're seeing, what we're hearing. So even right now, if you were to take a moment just to check in about where you are and just to listen. So for me, I'm just going to listen for a minute. So I can hear some cars passing. I can hear some people walking past on the street. I can hear other things happening. So that in that moment, when you are focused on your sense and you're focused on your perception in and around that sense, you are not going to feel depressed and you're not going to feel anxious because you are in the present moment. The way to get into the present moment is by choosing any one of your senses and really focusing on that particular sense. I could choose smelling and I could smell. And for a while, I could just smell what's around me. And being in that present moment means that it's not possible to feel those other states. So one of the most useful tips I think that I've ever learned is this idea about being able to become present. Now, for most of us, we spend the majority of our lives not present. We spend the majority of our lives either being anxious or being depressed. And it is aside from the complexities of anxiety and depression, and I acknowledge all the complexities of that, but what it can become is just like a bad habit that we do over and over again. We learn to do depression. We learn to do it regularly. We learn to do it over and over and over again instead of learning to be present. The more focus and the more energy and the more attention that we pay to learning to be present in the moment, then the less likely we are to feel those other things in our life. Being present is basically, it's mindfulness. You are learning to be mindful by being focused on all of those different senses. So if you want to improve your life today, if you want to improve your relationships today, I would invite you to quite simply go through these exercises of focusing on your different senses and allowing yourself to be more present. If you're interested in reading about things like this or other kinds of mindset training that you can do, then we have a book on all about mindset mastery called the Being More Human book. And I've just put the link in down below. You can go to our website and you can you can buy the Being More Human book directly off our website. It goes through 5 different mindset stages and it helps you to understand how you can shift between each one. So if you're interested in this topic, then that is the book for you. And I hope to see that you have ordered it and reading it and enjoying it. And take care and have a great day.